No! All right, so we are back with another episode of JR Takes, as always. Ryan and I coming at you with the latest Seattle sports news and NFL news. And as you saw there, that was a meme that I stumbled across this past week since we last left our last podcast episode. Obviously, there's been memes generated from how badly we beat up on the Dolphins. And that
kind of sums
call
it
to
up
Interstellar right there was pretty good. But yeah, week 3 is now in the books, and a lot of crazy things happened since we last had our last episode on Sunday night. The Monday night games were pretty wild. Well, one of them was.
Dude, the Jaguars look terrible.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, Trevor Lawrence has not lived up to his number 1 overall pick status. Has he gotten a contract yet?
Yeah, he got the $50 million contract this offseason.
Yeah. Dude, that guy has made generational wealth off of his Clemson or high school play at this point.
Yeah, him and Tua both got the big contracts this summer, which were two, probably as we're seeing their play through 3 weeks, well, Tua's not playing, and that's a whole different conversation. But Trevor Lawrence looks just horrible. And he has good receivers to throw to. I mean, they got him weapons in the draft. So, yeah, I don't know. The contract that he was given, bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, if your quarterback hasn't gotten you a playoff win, which I know he has against, but it's the Chargers, does that really count? Like, you shouldn't give them a huge second contract, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Unless it's, I mean, obviously there's like some,
Well, beating a Brandon Staley Chargers team, just like you said, I mean, they're just a totally different team now. So if that's your only win under your belt,
and they needed an epic collapse to do it.
Yeah,
and like there could be exceptions, but I don't know. That's kind of my philosophy. Like honestly, for as much hate as I've given him, I would give Purdy a second contract before.
For sure, he's played way better than
point.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the other game, Jaden Daniels, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he
probably the best rookie quarterback performance in a game I've maybe ever seen. I mean, 22, 24 for like, I forget how many yards, close to 300, and he had 3 total touchdowns on the day. Just electrifying performance from the rookie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how there's parallels of this year's quarterbacks compared to last year's with C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. I mean, granted, this year, we're only into 3 weeks into the season, but Jaden Daniels looks like the much more accurate passer, which I guess I didn't see that coming, even though I guess he had a track record of being accurate. But he just looks light years ahead of Caleb right now. As far as just being a comfortable passer in the NFL. Completion percentages, I was looking at a comparison between the two of them today. I don't have it in front of me, but the numbers were like astronomically better for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think after that Monday night game, he's averaging like over 80% completion percentage, which will not hold up. No one will ever throw for 80% in the NFL for a whole season. But, I mean, I think Caleb actually showed a lot of improvement in the last game.
I agree.
But he still threw 2 picks, you know. So he's got a ways to go. But I think eventually Caleb Williams will be amazing. But it's definitely like I kind of was projecting Jaden Daniels to get off to a rough start here, and it's been the total opposite of what I've seen. Because I thought, for being the number 1 overall pick, normally they go to terrible teams, but I thought the Bears, like they had a solid defense. They got lots of weapons on offense. Like I thought Caleb was going to a good spot, and it's that maybe Shane Waldron's just that bad. I don't know.
I think it's Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus both, because you didn't watch Hard Knocks. I watched basically every episode minus the last one, which is kind of, you don't really need to watch that one because it's just them making cuts, and you can look at that on the computer. But like, I just remember watching that, and just my thoughts on him as a coach through like the 4 episodes I saw was just like, why didn't they go after Jim Harbaugh? Like, what does this guy have that is going to prep Caleb and, turn him into something that is what we expect him to be? I don't know. Matt Eberflus is just, I just don't see what he's got there. And
also, his last name is Eberflus. Like, you really think that guy is going to get you a Super Bowl? I don't know.
I wouldn't really, what has Matt Eberflus done in the NFL that has any sign of him being a great head coach?
He's lost a lot. That's about all I can say about him. I don't know.
Yeah, and just, I don't know. I foresee a firing at some point this season because I think the Bears are just going to keep doing this every week.
I mean, they could turn it around. They have the players to do it, I think. But I do think the last, I don't know how many years I've watched of NFL football have shown that coaching matters a lot in the league. Like, you see, I mean, look at Sam Darnold, for example. He's in a good coaching situation right now, and he's playing the best football of his career. Malik Willis goes from the Titans, which clearly are not a great organization right now. They just fired a coach that was solid. And Will Levis is struggling mightily, and Malik Willis just is, balling with, 2 weeks
I think that's
of
the biggest
practice.
surprise to me, especially because he, cooked his former team that traded him for, a
He
7th-round
did
pick.
cook them. Yeah.
So that's embarrassing for the Titans. The Titans are just the laughing stock of the NFL right now.
They literally are. Because, I am a Will Levis fan. I will admit it. Something about the guy just really...
he is an exciting
it's
player.
very
He's fun
entertaining.
to watch. Yes, I agree.
But he's the meme of the week every week. This week, he had a defensive lineman jumping, basically jumping on his head when he was on the ground trying to grab a fumble.
2nd and 10 at the 31. Levis, pressure, and he's blasted. Ball is out. Still loose on the turf. Packers have it.
Hilarious. Last week, it was the crazy shovel pass he tried to Tyjae Spears, which was a turnover.
Spears in there. 3rd and goal. Levis looking. Levis tripped. He tried to shovel it. That ball is free, and the Jets have it.
The week before, it was this.
3rd down and 6. Here they come. Gordon's coming. Levis gets wrapped up. Flakes it ahead. It's picked off. Tyreek Stevenson will give the Bears the lead.
He's just made for great material thus far. So I'm excited to see what this week is going to be.
Yeah, and speaking of memes throughout the week, Austin, do you have that picture of Skylar pulled up?
Yeah, I know we already did our week 3 recap, but this basically sums up how the whole game went, I thought. You know, the Dolphins just really showed their ass against us, and it was... I know, but people are going to say that, our record is fraudulent, we've only played bad teams. First of all, the Broncos just destroyed the Buccaneers, who everyone was, slobbering all over after 2 wins. And second of all, I know Skylar Thompson, not the king of quarterbacking by any means, but we still were covering and blanketing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle every play. Our defensive secondary is legit, and the pass rush is legit as well.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I was looking at our stats on NFL.com earlier, and the defense... 3rd least amount of pass yards given up through 3 weeks.
They're leading the league right now in pressures. They've already had 71 pressures on the quarterback in 3 weeks. So that's 24 pressures per game, essentially, which is, that, again, is a number that won't last throughout the season, but that's crazy.
Well, I was also, I wasn't surprised, but it felt good to finally be in this category, but we're tied for 5th in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I feel like we've left a lot of sacks on the board. Jacoby got out of probably 5 sacks when we played the Patriots. And then even last week, I felt like there was a couple times where Skylar or Tim Boyle, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Got
the
out
Boilermaker.
got out of a couple sacks. And then Bo Nix, for better or worse, he's a very mobile quarterback. So he got up a few too. So we could have even more if we finished a little better on some plays. But yeah, the pass rush and the coverage has been legit regardless of who we played. And I think to segue into this preview for the Lions game coming up on Monday night, I think that is going to be a huge factor in this game because we may be down Leonard Williams. We may be down Byron Murphy. We don't know for sure yet. There's not even an injury report out yet. But even if they don't play, we're probably getting Uchenna Nwosu back.
I was just going to say, I know he practiced today.
Yeah.
But we won't know his official injury timetable until tomorrow, correct?
I believe so. And you got to think the extra day of practice is going to help this week.
For sure.
We're playing on Monday.
Given the fact that we're playing those Lions in Detroit on Monday night, kind of a little concerned about how we're going to stop the run, as you just mentioned, because along with the third least amount of pass yards given up, we're 15th in rush yards allowed so far. Not terrible, but not where I think we could be, or where we should be, I guess. We could be. I would give us, arguably, we could be in the top 10, I would say. We have the personnel, I think, to get that done. And I think that kind of starts with who's going to be out there on Monday. And that's why I think the Uchenna Nwosu debacle is an important one, because he was basically our main guy stopping the run last year. Right.
And you look at how much worse our run defense played once he was gone. I think we have the guys in the depth with, Mike Morris, John Reed, Jonathan Hankins to survive being down Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy for a game. I hope both of them don't miss it. I hope at worst just one of them does. But I kind of forgot about this. The Lions played the Ravens last year with Mike McDonald running his defense, and I don't know if you remember that game, but the Lions got destroyed.
Yeah,
it was like when we
it was
played
like the
Ravens.
same game basically.
Yeah, so I guess I wasn't thinking about that, but Detroit is a team we've won. God, we've played them every year since 2021,
and in Detroit, it's always wasn't it there 3 years, all the years with Geno.
23 and 22 were. 21 was at home. I only remember that because I was at that game. It was Russell Wilson and, at the time, Bobby Mag.
Okay, I'm talking Geno era.
Yeah, in Geno era, we've only played in Detroit.
Yeah.
And he has absolutely lit them up in that dome.
Geno plays pretty good in domes.
He does. Yeah, I saw a stat today. He's got like a 10-to-1 touchdown interception ratio in domes in the last 2 years. Pretty good numbers there. But yeah, I mean, it is. I think if there is a Achilles heel in this upcoming game, it is our run defense, because Detroit has, even though they're going to be down their starting center, which is a big loss for them being Detroit, the run game is their easiest way to take this win from us. I think they got Montgomery, they got Gibbs, one of the better duos in the league. I think if we can jump out to a early 7-10-0 lead and we start making Goff throw a bunch, like, he'll make his plays, but I think he'll throw us the ball a time or two, because I know Goff has gone a lot better. He's still Jared Goff. He will give you a chance at a pick or two in the game. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Jared Goff play a game where there wasn't at least one pass that if it wasn't intercepted, it should have been, at least when he was playing the Seahawks.
Right.
So that's just kind of in his nature as a quarterback. And I think our secondary, I mean, granted, they haven't really been tested by a quarterback as good as Jared Goff yet. Mm-hmm. But they also haven't played a team where the game plan was to throw a lot this whole time. You look what the Patriots did. They ran the ball like 30 times against us. And I was going to say earlier, if you take out that one really long run Antonio Gibson had against us with the Patriots, that was like a 60-yard play. And I wonder where our average would be if you just took that one play out. Because if you remember, Boye had him in the backfield and just fucked up.
Right.
So it's not like I haven't seen us get gashed on a single play. I've seen us give up some 8-9-yard runs where they just blocked better than we attacked. But I don't think I've really seen any like blown coverages or just missed assignments in the run game yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen this Monday, but I think it's encouraging for our odds. But yeah, we haven't said it yet, but this is easily the toughest game we've had on the schedule yet. And I feel like the season is kind of finally starting on Monday.
For sure. I'm wondering what Sam Laporta's status will be for the game, because I know he got a sprained ankle or something last week, because I feel like he'll be a big part of that run.
He'd be a problem.
Yeah, he's definitely the premier. Will like pancake block you and be wide open down the middle and get like a huge touchdown on you. He's he's kind of like a George Kittle, you know. So I think,
but like bigger. He's a big dude.
Yeah, and so I just worry about, like you say, going up 10-0. I worry if we're going to be able to get a comfy lead against a team like the Lions, just because that rushing attack, I just have a tough time seeing us execute against them, and I think we could be looking at another shootout like we've seen in seasons past. Well, last year was kind of a shootout, wasn't it?
It was like 38-31.
Yeah,
overtime.
yeah.
And the year before that was like 48-41.
Yeah, that was crazy. Who knows, though? I feel like the Lions have sort of kind of figured it out a little bit more on defense, because they've had some of those guys around there for a little bit longer now. They're a little bit tenured into the defense now. And
well, I think Aiden Hutchinson right now is leading the league in pressures.
He's certainly taken leaps from his rookie season. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our offensive line handles this assignment, because it's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we just talked about missing some guys on the D line and the Lions run game, that is the X factor in this game, is how is our line going to hold up? Because we've played, I would say probably overall the Broncos have the best defense of the three we've played, and look at how that first quarter started. If we start like that, this game will be over early, I think. I mean, I think with the way Gino's playing, as long as there's not any fluky interceptions, like, he could lead a comeback. But if we get off to a slow start, it's going to be really hard to win this game. So I think whatever we did last year before the Lions game, when the line was the main concern, and then I don't think we allowed a sack in that game, we got to just game plan for the quick pass. And hopefully Kenneth Walker is back, because Charbonnet has filled in admirably. He's done a good job, but we rushed for almost 150 yards against the Broncos, which is a good run defense. And we hit exactly 100 last week. The week before was like 42 rushing yards. We're going to need at least like 110, 120 rushing yards, I think, to win this game. So I think when we have the two of them back there, it just makes our entire rushing attack so much more threatening, because Charbonnet is going to get you those nasty 4 to 5 yards, like anytime a play is competently blocked. Kenneth Walker can take a horribly blocked play and score.
Yeah.
Like anytime. So it's so much more of a threat when he's back there, because he's got a level of shiftiness and explosiveness that I don't know how many other backs in the league have right now, to be honest.
Is he practicing, or is he still out with his oblique?
They don't have a single practice or injury report yet, because today was just a walkthrough. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for what it's worth, Fantasy is listing him as questionable, and I heard last week that he was probably going to play this week. So we'll see. I think that's going to be a big deal, but. Yeah, this is going to be a really tough game. I could see it being pretty similar to the last 3 games, where there's like at least like 50 points scored total. Yeah. And it's going to come down to who has the ball last.
Well, if you think about it, since we've had the addition of Charbonnet, I guess I didn't really think about it last year because he was a rookie, but we are like a mirrored offense of the Lions. Like, we have the same 2 types of running backs. We have an elite wide receiver. We have, well, I guess we don't have an elite tight end, but
true. But I mean, like,
you think
JSN's really similar to Amon-Ra.
Yeah, and you think about the way we use Charbonnet and they use David Montgomery, like, they're kind of used in similar situations.
It's true.
Like, he's the shorter, like, short yardage third down back guy, and why am I Jumhere Gibbs and Ken Walker are like the shifty.
The scat back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think there are a lot of similarities between the two teams, because, like, we both had really good draft classes in 2022 that's kind of propelled both teams.
They have a way better line than us, I guess. That doesn't
line.
really. That's not really debatable.
But now that they're down their center, and they were already missing their backup center, so they're gonna have a third string center out there. So I really hope Byron Murphy can make it for this game, because I think that could be a difference maker if he can just blow up a few plays. Interior pressure is just so hard to deal with for an offense. I mean, look what it did to us to start the season against the Broncos. Like, our guards fucked up, and we give up 2 safeties in a quarter.
Which there's only them and I think one other team are the only teams with safeties this whole year. And the Broncos have fucking 2.
Yeah, I mean, you can go a whole season and like 2 safeties will happen. They're pretty rare. That was wild. But yeah, any other matchups to go over? I think, DK has kind of cooked the Lions and CJ Gardner-Johnson the last couple times we've played. I do think that will happen again because DK is looking better than ever this year.
Yeah, he really looks like he's wants us all to respect him as a wide receiver one.
And JSN looks even better this year too, fully healed from his broken wrist last year. Lockett, we're not targeting him all that much, but he's made huge plays to win us games
for sure
already this year. So I like our odds there. Yeah, it's just about keeping Geno upright, I think.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give my prediction score for the game. I do think it'll be high scoring, but I don't think it'll be as high scoring as it has been in the past. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 31-28 game, and not a lot of field goals are kicked. We execute very well on offense, but so do they. And yeah, it's going to come down to Jason Myers at the end of the game.
You think we're going to win?
Yes, I do.
I will say, we're not going to go 17-0. We're going to lose some games this year, and I could really see us losing this game. Part of me wants to just pick us to lose because it's going to happen eventually, and I feel like it makes sense this week. But I just have a feeling we're going to win this game. It's Monday night. For whatever reason, we're great on Monday night. It's new coach, new culture, new quarterback from the last 10 years. But I just feel like it's going to be pretty I could pick that same final score, but I'm going to say we win 28-27. I think it's going to be a 1-point game, and we have to score a touchdown with 30 seconds left to win the game, and we do it.
I like it.
And the touchdown is to JSN.
Nice. Yeah.
We'll see if any of that comes true, but I think we're going to start 4-0. And then next week we play the Giants. So
that'll be fun.
Not to get ahead of ourselves here, but I really like how this season is starting off, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be really excited to see Daniel Jones look scared out there and deer in the headlights look, and then just get blasted to the turf by fucking Nuosu or whoever.
Yeah, and I think we're at home too. So
yeah,
I would like to sack them 12 times. But Neighbors is going to be. I mean, okay, let's talk about the Lions. But yeah, I'm excited for next week's game.
Yeah,
regardless. But yeah, I root for my team, hoping they're going to win. I think they're going to win, but this is a tough game. I want to make sure to give the Lions respect because I got a soft spot for them. I watched them go 0-16 in 2008. I feel for you guys, but yeah, tough game, but I think we're gonna continue their cold streak against us.
For sure. I picked us to lose the past 2 years we played them. So I don't know. I have a feeling we've been playing good. They've given me no reason to believe we're gonna have a dud of a game, even though those just happen randomly and they always surprise you. But I don't think this is gonna be one of those games. I think we're gonna
prime time.
I think we're gonna keep riding hot, and I think we're going to pull it out.
I will say, so this is going to be Mike McDonald's first primetime game, and if there was anything Pete Carroll was amazing at, it was, for whatever reason, getting us hyped and ready for the big games like this. He was elite. He was legendary at doing that. You just think back to the Saints game his first year in 2010. No one in the world, I didn't think we were going to win that game.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Mike McDonald has some of that same secret sauce, but yeah, I can't wait for it. And I think it's a doubleheader Monday night again, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't really understand what they're doing. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I get it. Like, that's cool to have 2 Monday night games, but why are they having them, like, happen at the same time?
I don't know. It's sort of strange.
I would be
it's just
kind of
dividing everyone's focus.
Well, I would also be kind of annoyed if I was living on the East Coast. Like, you're having a game start at 7:30 and then 8:15. Like, have it start at, like, 5, like, for them.
Yeah, I've never had to watch a game on Eastern time, I don't think. And watching games on the West Coast schedule is just, like, so much better.
Yeah.
Like 10 a.m. games can be a little annoying if you drank the night before. But having a primetime game start at 5 p.m. is, like, perfect. Like,
I love the 10 a.m. starts. I think that's, like, why the West Coast is better, because you can just wake up and it's on.
That is fun. Just chugging coffee, watching Red
the
Zone.
like addictive personality in me is like, that's unhealthy for 4 months, but it is what it is.
Hey, we only get it like a third of the year, so let us have this, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're both calling it to be a 4-0 start. You got any other notes for the week?
No, we kind of already pretty much recapped last week besides the 2 Monday night games, didn't we, on the last episode?
I will say we don't do power rankings here. Maybe we should start.
I was actually thinking about doing that, but then I was like, well, I don't want to just have a power ranking and then Ryan not have one, so I didn't.
Yeah,
I did.
I am unprepared, but if I was doing a top 1, the Bills would be at the top right now.
The Bills, really?
They
not
look like
the Chiefs.
No. I think the Bills look way better than the Chiefs right now.
I just think we've seen this movie so many times, don't you?
I mean, I agree with you, but I just think the Chiefs have legit not been playing great this year. I think they're very lucky to be 3-0.
Yeah, but like the Patriots did that so many times too. They like just found ways to not lose.
I think by the time the Chiefs get into the postseason, I mean, they could win the whole thing again. Like, even if they go 9-8 and get the 7th seed, like, they're the Chiefs. But they're not playing great right now. Like, they're squeaking by. Mahomes is playing legit bad. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm sure he'll turn it around. He's like probably. I will go out on a limb and say, like, Mahomes' peak since 2018 has been the best quarterbacking I've ever watched. But he's not living up to that right now. And I think as long as that is the case, they're beatable. And I think on a neutral field, the Bills would probably win right now.
Yeah, we could do something kind of fun. Any upset alerts you got? Anything you
do you have the schedule?
I do have it right in front of me. Sorry, I'm at a little bit of an advantage here. I guess I'll make my picks first, or my upset of the week.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm just gonna pull up the schedule real quick.
Cool. I guess I don't know if this is going to be an upset per se. Hold on.
I might already have mine actually. But you keep going.
I kind of think the Chargers against the Chiefs. I know I was just talking about the Chiefs.
Even though Justin Herbert might not play?
Oh, is that like a lingering injury? I thought he just it was. I know it was an ankle. It was his ankle, right?
Yeah, it was an ankle sprain, I think.
Well, now I have to rethink my whole thing.
There's a couple. Wow, the Bills and Ravens. Okay, I was about to say, if that's not the primetime game, that's a shame. But that's going to be a good Sunday night game.
I don't think this is going to happen, but it would be so funny if the Giants beat the Cowboys tomorrow night.
That was going to be my upset pick.
I kind of hope that happens.
Yeah, so I'll take that. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but the Cowboys, again, are not like the Chiefs. They're not playing great right now, but they're also losing. So I could see that.
I could see Jags because they have absolutely, this is it. They have to win this game or else, so many people are going to get fired.
Yeah, Doug Peterson could be fired on Monday if they lose that game.
Yeah, so I'll go Jags. Jags over the Texans. I think Texans, everyone was kind of riding high on them from the season they had and the way it ended last year. I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. I think they're like a 10-11 win team. I don't think they're like a 14 or 13 win team.
No, I don't think so either. I think a sneaky good game, which maybe I'll be eating these words, but Broncos at Jets, I actually think that game might be kind of close.
Yeah.
Although the Broncos did just lose Alex Singleton for the year. Vikings and Packers, another really good game on the slate.
Did you watch any of the Jets?
I watched
Patriots
most of that game.
I don't know about you, but I thought Aaron Rodgers looked like how he looked when he was winning MVPs.
It was the best game he's played since 2021.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident saying that.
Well, like, the reason I think that is because I was, like, mostly concerned with the way he was going to move.
Yeah.
And he was rolling out and, like, scanning the field and just waiting for plays to develop or break out, and he was just hitting guys wide open. So,
yeah, and the touchdown he threw to Garrett Wilson, like, for most quarterbacks, that throw is a pick six because Garrett Wilson was not open.
Are you talking about the one when he got it and then just barely put it over the plane? Or pylon? I guess that was his only touchdown.
Yeah, but like when he threw the pass, it literally, I think it even hit the defender's hands.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Surtain covering him, perhaps. Or sorry, not Surtain.
No, it was Gonzalez.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Yeah.
The other really good young corner we played this season. That's why I confused him. But like Gonzalez had him right where he wanted him. He like baited him into making that throw, but he just threw it so perfectly that he couldn't defend it. But like if that ball had like 1 mile per hour less velocity on it, it would have been a pick six.
Yeah. Yeah, that game's definitely going to be good because it's also going to be a
rematch?
Yeah, well, I was going to say reunion. Sorry.
Of Hackett.
Nat Hackett and Sean Payton.
Again. Yeah, they played last year. Do you remember what happened when Wilson got a little strip sack?
Yeah, the Jets won.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun this year because Aaron Rodgers will be playing.
Yeah.
He was the one that was talking like back, clapping back, so to speak. To,
I'll
Sean
be
Payton.
rooting for the Jets. I have no problem with the Broncos. I just fucking hate Sean Payton. So
yeah,
I want
me
him
too.
to lose forever.
I kind of like Bo Nix though.
Bo is fine.
Bone Ix.
I got no problem with Bone Ix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I had for this one.
Yeah, likewise. We'll be doing another podcast. Oh wait, you'll be in town. Oh, I guess we won't be doing. We'll be doing it Monday night.
Yeah,
the podcast.
Yeah, and I'll be back on Saturday, so I'll see all the games on Sunday.
Cool. Maybe we can do just a short week 4 Sunday recap on what we saw and maybe what we can talk about as far as injuries go to our guys.
Yeah, and I mean like a bunch of like the 49ers, the Rams, Cardinals will all have played. So
yeah, I'll have plenty to say about that, all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep, thanks for listening.
Yarny.